from the dead.
Good day everyone and welcome back to Rugby Chat with Angus. I'm your host Angus Opperman, and today I'm going to be looking at the New Zealand squads that has been released for the Super Rugby season in 2020, as well as a quick chat to John Dobson on his preparations for the Super Rugby season. And also I'm going to be touching a little bit on the Superhero Sunday event. It's going to happen next week Sunday. So first, we're going to go to the squads. I'm going to start with the Blues. Now, for the last couple of seasons, the Blues fans have been a bit quite a sad bunch, and understandably so. It's a team full of promise and talent, but always seems to underdeliver. And hopefully this year the fortunes will be better. They've signed they signed one big name player, and they've retained quite a few good ones. So I'm going to take a look at the squad quickly, and I'm going to be discussing which players I think will be the most influential for them, as well as the other New Zealand teams as well. So let's start off. The first name on my list is Beauden Barrett. Now he was the master in general at the Hurricanes for the All Blacks, and I think the problem with the Blues is sorry about that bug there. But I think the problem for the Blues was obviously is they never had a decent 9 or 10 since the Carlos Spencer era. So I think this is probably one of the better signings, or the best signings they have done in a very, very long time. How will Beauden adapt to his new halfback partner? We're not sure. We have to see how that goes. But I think with the talents outside of him, like Rieko Ioane, the other All Black win, I think will be also awesome for them going forward in the competition. Another name I've highlighted here is Akira Ioane. Now with the retirement of Kieran Reid, he has been underperforming. The All Blacks later said he's unfit. He's not match ready, at least not for international level. And look, I'm not sure. I kind of disagree, because I've seen him perform for the Blues, and he's been a machine week in and out. But hey, I'm not a selector, so they probably see things that I don't and the rest of us don't. But I think it's a big year for Akira. He will have to step up, and he'll have to step up big time if we want to take back the All Black number 8 jersey. And also the case of Ardie Savea being injured as well. Another guy I think is Tom Robertson, the big red-headed flanker. He's also been immense for the Blues last season in his debut season. There was actually talk about him in the All Black with the New Zealand media of him being a possible All Black bolter for the Rugby World Cup in 2019. He didn't make the cut, or he didn't actually make the All Black squad, but he was very impressive for the Blues. Good hard-working flank, very mobile, very fast, and I think he has a good future ahead of him. And if he can have a good Super Rugby season this year, I think he could be in the mix for an All Black call-up. Another name here, it's just Jonathan Ruru, and he's also going to obviously be the partner of Beauden Barrett, one would think. So it's going to be interesting how he goes with Bodie. Another name I've listed here is Patrick Tuipulotu. Now, the thing is that Patrick has been immense for the Blues, and he's been the type of player that hasn't disappointed for the All Blacks, but hasn't stood out. So I think this is the year he probably want to step up his game as well. And look, Sam Whitelock's on a sabbatical at the moment. He's playing in Japan. So the All Blacks are a bit thin on lock at the moment, and I think he's probably one of the more experienced guys to fill that void. So a big season there of Patrick as well. And also Carl Tuikunukuafe. He made his debut in 2018 for the All Blacks, had a stellar season. I think at that point in time with the Chiefs before being signed with the Blues in 2019. Didn't make the squad for the World Cup, but I think you also want to step up with a few forwards retiring for the All Blacks as well. So now we're going to take a look at the Chiefs. Okay, to the Chiefs we go. So the first name I've highlighted here is Angus Starvow. He's been really good in his debut season at prop, and I'm sure he will look to continue to impress in the Chiefs jersey, and as well hoping for another All Black call-up. Same for Sam Cane. I'm not sure who the captain of the Chiefs is for the season. They probably still have to name that. But I think personally I would make Sam Cane the captain. He's a very good leader. He's very mobile, and he's not a player who talks much, but he leads by example. I think Sam Cane is the perfect candidate to be a Chiefs captain, and perhaps a former or future All Black captain after Kieran Reid's departure. And then also Luke Jacobson. He actually has been in the All Black squad for the 2019 World Cup season, and unfortunately due to a concussion he had to withdraw, and hence the call up for Shannon Frizzell to the 2019 All Black World Cup squad. Um, I've just listed a few names at the back here, most notably the two scrum offs, Ted Toroya Tuerangi, I hope I got that right, and Brad Weber. Weber obviously being the first choice after him being included into the All Black squad for the World Cup, and had a stellar season with the Chiefs last year as well. But I think Triple T, as Hansen called him, he's also been quite immense for the Chiefs, and I think given opportunity will also not disappoint. It's good to have two knights who can, one can start, one can play off the bench, and both will be just as good for the team. It doesn't matter, you won't compromise on certain on playing style, so that's good to see. And then the return of the old man, but someone I still rate very highly, is Adam Cruden. He was part of the successful Chiefs side of 2012 and 2013 and won the Super Rugby title. I think Cruden will be glad to be back in Chiefs colours after his stint with Montpellier. And he'll want to make a statement as well. Another name is the returning Damien McKenzie after his injury in 2019 that effectively ruled him out of the Rugby World Cup. I think he'll want to make a big statement, and especially in the absence now of Ben Smith, who's retired, and make the 15 jerseys own this season. Another name is ALB, Antonin Brown. He's been probably the most impressive All Black for me in 2019. He's been very, very good. Although he's quite inexperienced still and very, very young, I think the kid has a bright future ahead of him in his 12 or 13 jersey. I think he should settle on 12. He's very good there, but then again, he's also just as adequate in 13. So we'll see what happens. But with the absence of Crotty now, I think 12 jersey might be his going forward. Also, the other names I've highlighted is Solomon Alimaro, Kini Naholo, the brother of Wasaki Naholo of the Highlanders, who's now playing for Wasp, and Ete Narasaturo. He played under 20 as well for the New Zealand under 20 team, and he has been impressive in the Chiefs jersey. Sean Stevenson and Sean Wainui. These are all outside backs that I've seen that the Chiefs have abundance of talent from. Like, I'm not sure who they're going to start, who they're going to drop, who they're going to bench, because this is just excellent talent we're looking at the moment. So, gonna be tough for Warren Gatland to actually make a match day 23 with these guys all in the mix in the back three. I do think, however, it's a good thing though to have the type of depth for rotation and if injury should strike, of course. So now we're going to go to the Crusader squad for 2020, the defending champions at the moment. Alright, so I think the Crusaders fans probably want to be the first group of fans to get claim that they've won 4 titles in a row, and with a good coach like Scott Robertson at the helm, it wouldn't surprise me if they do. They are a very, very good team, quite likable, so I think that they have a good chance of actually making the final again. But let's look at the squad. The names I've highlighted is Fetukamu Douglas, or just Fetu Douglas as the commentators call him. He's going to have to step up in the absence of Kieran Reid at number 8. He has done well when Reid was on his sabbatical, or I think he was injured actually, at the start of the season with his back. Yeah, my bad. But he has been impressive in the absence of Reid last year. So I think he'll fill the boots well there. The other names are all quite familiar, so I'm not going to elaborate on them. Same with the backs. All of them are quite impressive. You can't say much about them that we don't know already. What I'm going to focus on is the players that have left the Crusaders for various reasons. So Ryan Crotty, he went to Japan after the World Cup. Personally, I think probably the best All Black 12 in the last 5-6 years, and also the one who has been the glue for the All Blacks and the Crusaders in midfield. Defensive organisation, absolutely brilliant. A good reader of the game, good decision maker, and I do know that Crusaders will miss this man very, very much going forward in the competition this year. Another one is Owen Franks, a steady scrummager for them and a very, very good player. Unfortunately, the big man couldn't get his first All Black try and he didn't make the World Cup squad, but that's life. He's still got 2 World Cup medals, so I don't think many can say that. Then again, Kieran Reid, we spoke about him being retired now, the former All Black captain. How will his presence be missed at the Crusaders this season? Time will tell, and we'll have to see how that goes. The back row might be an issue for the Crusaders. The only name I've highlighted in the squad was Fetukamu Douglas, and that's the only loose forward that actually stand out to me, because the other guys that they're losing are Jordan Tafua, Matt Todd, and Sam Whitelock being at lock. But the three loose forwards are basically a back row of the Crusaders for the last couple of years: Reed, Tafua, and Todd. So they're going to be a bit thin there, I would think. But then again, the Crusaders factory are always up for another guy who just comes in and just goes on like no one actually left. And of course, Sam Whitelock going on a Japan sabbatical, so I'm sure he'll be back for the Crusaders or for the All Blacks at least, some point during the year or maybe next year as well. So now for the Highlanders, let's check out their team for the 2020 season. Yeah, so the men from Eden, I haven't highlighted a lot of names because, in all honesty, it's probably not the best team out of all the squads, but they've always managed to punch above their weight. So the first name I've highlighted is Pari Parkinson. I don't think he's too familiar with all of you, but he's been very, very good at lock for the Highlanders last year when he got an opportunity. He's mostly reliable, as I've mentioned with other locks as well. He doesn't do anything flashy, but he's good at his job and he doesn't disappoint either. So I think he probably want to step up this season as well. Other one is James Lynch's. He also had a stellar season last year and will look to impress going further into the season. And then Shannon Frizzell, the one who got an All Black call up in the absence of Luke Jacobs when they had to leave the squad due to concussion. I think he will want to step up because now the All Blacks have lost a couple of loose forwards for the season. And I think he will want to make an impression on the national selectors and probably get back the black jersey himself as well. Now we're going to go to the backs. The first name that stands out for me is Bryn Gatlin, the son of Chiefs coach Warren Gatlin. He arrives from the Blues, as well as Joshua Wani and Mitch Hunt from the Crusaders, who slotted that beautiful drop goal against the Highlanders 2 years ago. I think that those three will be key towards the Highlanders' scores, because the Highlanders lost Lima Sapawanga a couple of years ago, and now they lost Marty Banks as well. And those are two very good players that the Islanders lost, and I think that these guys have a big job ahead of them to take control of the season after 10 jersey or wherever it might be. Another name is Scott Gregory. I've seen him on the Wolves 7 Series circuit, very good sevens player. I'm sure he will continue to impress as well. And Michael Collins from the Blues, he's also in the squad for the Highlanders, and I think he'll be looking to get more game time as well, as he hasn't gotten a lot at the Blues when he was down there. Other names are Chris Kudandrani, Connor Garden Bashop, the brother of Jackson. And then we're going to go to the players that the Highlanders have lost. The most noticeable ones are Liam Squire, a very, very good, hard flanker, one who I'm personally a big fan of. I think the Highlanders will miss him as well. Marty Banks, he will be joining Liam Squire at NTT Domoko in Japan. And Wasaki Nahoro, the big Fijian winger, a fan favorite at the stadium with Highlanders play, and Ben Smith, the veteran, going to PAL to link up with former All Black that I think it was, I'm not sure, I'm not too sure played there, but one of his former teammates played there as well. I think Conrad Smith actually. So I think that will be the biggest loss for the Highlanders this season. Okay, so now we're going to look at the Hurricane squad for 2020. Well, as I say, it starts up front, and we're going to look at the forwards now of the Hurricanes. The first names I've actually highlighted is Dan Coles from the Rikitali. Some very, very good competition there. Coles being a seasoned All Black, Rikitali being very impressive in his absence when he was injured. So there's good competition between the two hookers there. And I also think that Coles might want to get his All Black jersey back from Cody Taylor. So that's going to be a big season for him as well. Tuplessis Karifi, the flanker, he's been very impressive last season as well for the Canes, as well as Vai Fafita, who also want to step up this season as well. Unfortunately, Aris Sevilla is injured at the moment, so there's a big loss for them. I'm not sure when he will come back, but I think for the point in time, the Hurricanes might struggle without him. The big number 8, or actually 7-6, doesn't matter which position he plays, is always out there and causing havoc for other teams. I think it will be sorely missed, especially the breakdown and all his carrying work with his strong leg drives. Then to the backs, abundance of talent, but no Bowden Barrett. So yeah, we're going to look at TJ Perenara. We have to see how he adapts with his new halfback. I think be it Jackson Gordon Bishop, Fletcher Smith. We'll have to see who's going to be the number 10 there, but yeah, I think that's going to be an interesting thing to see this season. Ngani Laumapi, he's missed out in the All Black squad for 2019 World Cup. A lot of people said Sonny Bill is over the wall and he should be called up, and now I think New Zealanders are probably more up in arms because they lost the semi-final to England, and maybe they thought if Laumapi was there, it would have given them a bit more go forward in a match where they were quite pushed backwards for the full 80 minutes. Also, Kobus van Wyk, the former Stormers and Sharks wing, I think is listed at centre actually, so it'll be interesting to see how he fills the void that might be there for them. I'm not sure how much game time we'll get either, but we'll have to see. Wes Goosen, another South African that's there, he's been impressive when he got the opportunity last season. And Chase Tiatia, he's been very, very good at fullback. I think he can also play centre as well, so a big season ahead of him as well. The players that I have in is the only one I've actually listed, Jamie Booth. He played for the Sunwolves last year and he's been very, very good as well. He has played with the Islanders before, or for the Hurricanes before, and I think he'll fit right into their structures and systems. And the names they've lost, we've touched on Bowden Barrett plenty of times now, but still, I still think he'll be the biggest loss to them. And of course, Neem Milner-Skudder. Not that big of a loss, but I do feel for the man who has had tons of injuries since the 2015 World Cup and just couldn't get a break after that. So yeah, that's the New Zealand squad for now. And now I'm going to show you an insert about that I spoke to John Dobson to at Florida Park at the varsity day for the Stormers. And this is what he had to say.
Okay guys, I'm with John Dobson of Western Province and Stormers coach. John, good first day of rugby so far for the festival we've been seeing so far?
Yeah, for the first time I hope we make an annual event. The idea is maybe UWC are here as well, we do the Chester Williams Day. For us, it's our first sort of contact, so it's been brilliant. I mean, we've lost a game. It's not a good start. CPUT gave us a run for money, so I hope a bit better. It's got a nice game to finish, Marty's and Ike. So,
yeah, I've seen you given a few players an opportunity, guys like Hilton Roberts and all those French players, and also guys who have, people say, past their peak. But I think it's also a good thing to actually invest in the Western Cape players, because a lot of time I've heard people talk about wow, why don't Stormers sign these guys, they have no money, blah blah blah. But I think personally it's a good thing, because for many years we've been asking to use our own guys in our own system, and now they actually get the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, the way the team we lost to was that sort of Western Province Club 15, which goes to prove your point exactly. Hilton's playing club rugby. The problem is we actually struggled for numbers for this game. We couldn't choose, Peter, Steph and that sort of thing. We needed a rock. We're playing club rugby here, so that's what we called Hilton. Because ideally you want guys who are a little bit younger. But we needed to field a team, you know what I mean? And so that was important, because at the moment the clubs haven't really sort of training yet, and universities got their own squads. So, but I think we learned a lot from the performances of that club team at your own man. I think there's some really good guys there. They beat Marty's, they beat us, so there must be something where they look at that video.
Man, Marty's ain't no mean feat, eh? So, so yeah. Yeah, last question quickly. I don't want to hold you up for too long, but goals for the season. I know it's new coach. People like high in expectants. A lot of Springboks re-signed. It should be a good season ahead for the Stormers, and I think the fans in the Cape are probably found wanting for having a quarterfinals at least again.
Yeah, I think we'd like to go one step further than that.
Yeah.
We need to, as you said last year, Newlands, that means a lot to us emotionally. And also the fact we've got the World Cup sort of legacy of having 6 or 7 guys from that. So I hope it's pretty special. I mean, I'd love to. There's only one way to say goodbye to Newlands, so that's a Super Rugby final. But that's going to be tough, but that's our goal.
No, I would love that myself. Thanks, coach, and we appreciate your time.
Thanks for your time. Thanks.
So that was the words of Stormers coach Sean Dobson on his views for the season ahead. And the one last thing I want to talk about is Superhero Sunday. It's going to be next weekend on Sunday, obviously. And I've been to the event last year in Cape Town. It's been absolutely amazing, an amazing crowd, amazing vibe. We'll see the Stormers play the Sharks and the Bulls play the Lions. So yeah, we'll have a coastal derby and we'll have also the Yuxkay derby going ahead next weekend. And I think probably the one event we can probably see where the teams are more or less going ahead of the season, what we can expect from them. Because the preseason matches they had so far wasn't actually that great. They played against university sides and so forth, and against the B sides and academy sides. So it's kind of tough to actually judge on that. But we'll have to see how that goes. And on that note, guys, thanks for tuning in again. Appreciate the support. Do like, do subscribe, do share, tell your mates about it. For some good rugby content coming up in the next couple of weeks. Super Rugby kicks off soon, so you'll see a lot more of me, and I'll be very much more active than I am now. So yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Have a good day and cheers.